Sometimes we may want to create a combined enum which includes all the elements of other enum classes. In this video, we will introduce the problem with such a solution and why we should avoid using it in practice. In Python, we cannot directly combine two enum classes in the sense of merging them into a new enum that contains all members of both. We cannot subclass multiple enum classes to create a new enum that inherits members from both either. A feasible solution is to create the combined enum dynamically using the functional API of enum. In this solution, we call the enum or its subclass, which is int_enum in this example, as a function and pass the enum name and enum members to create a new enum dynamically. When we check the members of the combined enum created, it seems working properly. To add a class method to a combined enum, we can first create the custom base enum that defines the class method, and then create the combined enum with this base enum. This is rarely used. I just want to introduce it as we happen to have it in our project. The class method added in this way for the combined enum can be detected by IDE and type checkers like MyPy and Pyrite. However, the critical issue with the combined enum solution presented above is just with static type checkers. When the code is checked with a static type checker, we will encounter these two errors. Firstly, the combined enum cannot be used as a type for function arguments. The error message is variable, not allowed in type expression. This error occurs because when you create an enum class using the functional API, the resulting class is not recognized by static type checkers during type analysis, since the class is created at runtime and type checkers analyze code statically. The other error says that the enum attribute cannot be accessed. The reason is the same. The dynamic class is only created at runtime, and thus the attributes are not available in static code checking. As a result, you will end up in an awkward situation. The code would run successfully if you run it directly. However, it will fail static code checking by type checkers. We have done some studies and found this issue cannot be solved for the time being, as it's due to the nature of the Python programming language. In fact, we should avoid using combined enums because enums are by design immutable in Python and thus don't allow subclassing. We should refactor our code to work properly with individual enums instead.